36 agonizing years. Just think about that for a second. 3 decades of absolutely crushing disappointment. 3 decades of misqualifications and watching from the sidelines. In this explainer, we're charting the long road to Boston and how Scottish football fans finally saw the most painful wait in their history come to an end.
Okay, let's dive into this, because to truly grasp why this match mattered so incredibly much, you've really got to understand the staggering mathematics of this heartbreak. 10,244. That is the exact number of days that had passed since Craig Burley scored Scotland's last World Cup goal. All the way back in 1998, 10,244 days. We aren't just talking about a little spell of bad luck here, you know? We're talking about an entire generation, a whole generation of Scottish fans who had never in their entire lives seen their country score a goal at a World Cup, let alone actually win a match.
But the emotional stakes in Boston, they were actually doubled. Because this wasn't just Scotland battling their own ghosts. Right across the pitch was Haiti, a team stepping back onto the World Cup stage for the first time since the mid-70s, having qualified in incredibly dramatic fashion themselves. So you have 2 nations here, 2 unbelievably long, painful absences from the global stage. Both teams stepping onto that pitch absolutely desperate to end their historic droughts. But well, the harsh reality of tournament football is that only one of them could walk away with that narrative-changing win.
So let's walk through exactly how this highly anticipated clash unfolded. The early signs? They were promising, but man, were they nerve-wracking. In the 17th minute, Scott McTominay heads a dangerous cross just over the bar, and then, moments later, he connects with a cutback and absolutely rattles the post. Twice they were just mere inches away from breaking the curse. You could literally feel the anxiety building in the stands, everyone wondering, is this going to be just another chapter of Scottish heartbreak? But what's crucial here is that Scotland didn't let those missed opportunities rattle them. They just kept pressing.
And that brings us to the 28th minute, the breakthrough. Let's break down the exact chaotic sequence that finally ended the drought, because honestly, it wasn't some perfectly orchestrated, beautiful strike. Nope, it was pure grit. Step 1, Che Adams fires a shot that gets blocked right at the near post. Step 2, John McGinn perfectly anticipates the chaos and he aggressively pounces on the loose rebound. Step 3, McGinn fires and the ball deflects off not 1, but 2 Haiti defenders before finally rolling into the back of the net. The Tartan army inside that stadium in Boston absolutely erupted. It was 1-0. And as it turns out, that gritty, heavily deflected strike would stand as the only goal of the entire match.
Now, if you think a 1-0 lead meant Scotland could just sit back and relax, you'd be entirely mistaken. This is where the story shifts dramatically. Going into the second half, the narrative changes from this eager pursuit to, well, pure desperate survival. Taking a lead with over an hour left to play sounds somewhat comfortable on paper, right? But on the pitch, it was anything but. Immediately following that goal, Haiti completely flipped the script. Scotland found themselves absolutely under siege for the rest of the game.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how massive that momentum shift was. Haiti completely dominated the ball, hoarding 60% of the possession. For almost the entire second half, Haiti dictated the tempo, they controlled the midfield, and they just kept pushing forward. This left the Scottish defense literally trapped in their own half, scrambling to protect that precious, incredibly fragile 1-goal lead.
And look, that pressure wasn't just empty possession. It translated into a terrifying attacking output. Notice the massive disparity in volume here. Haiti launched 12 total shots compared to Scotland's mere 3. I mean, that is 4 times the attacking volume. The climax of all this tension arrived late in the match. Haiti's France Di Piero found some space and flashed this powerful header, just agonizingly inches past the post. 1 inch. One slightly different bounce of the ball, and that 36-year wait would have painfully continued.
But it didn't. Despite the absolute barrage, the Scottish goalkeeper held on through wave after wave of pressure, and Scotland miraculously secured the 1-0 win. But to truly grasp the weight of this victory, we have to zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture of the tournament. Because the stakes of this win were amplified by what happened earlier that exact same day. The other 2 teams in their group, Brazil and Morocco, both heavyweights, globally ranked in the top 10, they played out a grueling 1-1 draw. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer shock of what you're seeing at the very top. Look at those 3 points sitting right next to Scotland. After matchday 1, a team that many pundits wrote off entirely now sits squarely at the top of arguably the toughest group at the entire World Cup. They are literally looking down at the 5-time champions Brazil and the 2022 semifinalists Morocco. Absolutely wild. And this is exactly why that gritty goal and surviving that terrifying second-half siege was so absolutely critical. This win provided Scotland with vital breathing room in a group perfectly designed to bury them. Think about the alternative for a second. If Pirot's header goes in and Scotland draws that match, they'd be sitting on just 1 point. They'd be forced into a scenario where they almost certainly had to beat either the Brazilian juggernaut or a phenomenal Moroccan side just to reach the knockout stages for the first time in their history. But instead, they control their own destiny.
You know, at its core, football is really about these visceral, generational moments. We're talking about a nation celebrating a World Cup goal that some of manager Steve Clark's current players weren't even alive to see the last time it happened. It was a victory built on a goalkeeper holding on for dear life, a deflected shot finding its way through absolute chaos, and a team flat out refusing to break under immense pressure. The feeling in that stadium was simple but profound. For one night in Boston, the wait was finally over. The burden of history was lifted.
But, as in all great tournament stories, the celebration is brief and the road ahead remains incredibly steep. Steve Clark's side might top Group C right now, but Brazil and Morocco are still coming. Their very next test is against Morocco on June 19th. So I'm going to leave you with this question to ponder. With the 36-year drought finally broken and the ghosts of 1998 put to rest, does Scotland have the tactical discipline and the absolute nerve to survive the giants of Brazil and Morocco and actually advance? The pressure of the drought is off, but the real test? It's just beginning. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep analyzing those matches.